we are back. More Dragonfall, which I always forget that I need to unmute. So, there we go. There. There's our Decker. Knew you'd come. I've always been a good judge of character. Since we're meeting in person, I formally introduce myself. Blitz, Decker Extraordinaire at your service. Fox. The vault is just around the corner. Once we get there, you can unlock it with a few clicks on the keypad. Blitz offers you something between a smile and a smirk. Built myself a back door when I wrote the security system. Never hurts to be careful. Sounds good, let's go. And we have a Decker! Yay! Oh, okay, more hobos. Sweet. Okay, that worked out actually really well. So what does he have? He's got a smart gun. An unarmed combat. Okay. We're gonna switch over to you. Have you attack him. Okay, Iga. I didn't mean to use the shotgun, but that'll do. Yeah, kind of okay. Oh, that worked better than I was expecting. Okay, Diedrich. What do I want to do with Diedrich? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. That was really good combat. Alright, here we go. Top. Done. Wait! When did that thing get installed? Take cover! Robots. Goddamn robots! I need to get out the line of fire. Like, now. I kind of want to just wait right now. Okay, I see. give Iga more shots. What the hell is that? There goes that idea. Okay. Switch glory to claws. We're gonna have to just suck up some damage in this. What the? Why are you punching me? Oh, that was a bad choice. This is not going well. Okay, well at least he's dead. Yeah, the animation turned, but then he punched behind himself. Skip that. And reload. Yeah, let's just go in the other room. I gotta move up. Yeah, see, I didn't think I was gonna be doing any kind of crazy damage there. Oh, that's not good. Oh wait, no. Okay, good. For some reason, I thought. Okay. much damage does she have on her? Okay, let's use that. There we go. And then just move back out here. There we go. Okay. That was a lot messier than I had wanted. But... okay, so we found some bliss. We found a formula to make some jazz. Let's look at the drone. Drone appears to be broken. All it can seem to do... So we'll take the drone, I guess. Come on, everyone, like, move, please. Whatever, I can't get that thing to reappear. Oh, sweet. New yen. And some nitro. To her stash. And I got a karma. Sweet. That's all it had in there. That's all it had in there. Track. Alright, is that all? We done up here? It's still like I'm still left with one. Oops. Still left with one thing unsolved. I don't have the admin key code. So I think I'm gonna go back down to the second floor and see if I can figure that out, if it is even figure-outable. I am your host. That guy that wasn't really in a lot of things. He was in the... He did a voice for the Transformers movie, though. Like, the original Transformers movie, not the Michael Bay ones. Oh, wait, I can go in here. Man, this penthouse has, like... This is weak. There's, like, crap all actually in the penthouse. Alright, let's go back down. Maybe I can get that guy to hack it. Now that I have a decker. That was worth a try. The password was admin. That's all that it was. Whatever. That was awesome, though. Password was fucking admin. I'm gonna give him shit now that I've killed everyone upstairs. Kroner. Looks like we're going back to the Kreutz Bazaar. Hey, thanks for the assist. Can't tell how happy I am to leave this place behind. Happy to help. It must have been terrible to be stuck in here. Well, it was no picnic, I'll tell you that much. Say, you wouldn't happen to need a Nova Hot Deco, would you? Because I suddenly find myself unemployed. As it happens, we could use a deco. Excellent! Fantastic! I promise you, you won't regret it. Blitz has joined the team. Yes, we have a deco! The Kreutz Bazaar. Your team makes its way back to the nearest U-Bahn station. 20 minutes later, you're on a return trip to the Kreutz Bazaar. Leaving the filth of Drogenkip far behind. But the image of Green Winter's twisted corpse continues to linger in your mind. You left one of the discs you pulled from Winter's safe to the light reflection. You lift one of the discs that you pulled from Winter's safe to the light reflections dance off its surface. With luck, you'll soon have some answers that you've been looking for. Close enough. Crew advancement available. As you lead your team through the shadows, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Clicking the icon in the lower right-hand corner of the screen will open the crew advancement menu. When the icon is highlighted, one or more of your companions is eligible to earn new combat skill. At each advancement level, you may choose one of two possible combat skills for each of your runners. Choose wisely. Oh, I see. It's down here. So Iga has a steady shot or a scatter shot. I would rather her take the steady shot. Okay. It was a little hasty, but I feel like it was the right choice. Because she gets a melee slash, pierces up to 1 armor. I really like her melee abilities. And now he strips armor off with his electric core ability. Yeah. Now, I've got some karma. Oh, I've got 12 karma. Sweet! Alright, well, we're definitely not going to be a decker anymore. Although having a few points into decking actually was not a terrible thing to do, but it wasn't a great thing to do. So, we can do spirit summoning. I feel like I should put a point in body. So I'm gonna do that. Oops. Or should I? Yeah, because, like, I'm always having to manage her hit points. She doesn't really use the pistol. Although I should start using it more. Yeah, so I'll give her that. That's just one karma. Okay. How is Silk doing? Yes, she mentioned that you'd seen her. I don't know what you told her, Fox, but whatever you said, it worked. Silk's determination is truly inspiring. The cram habit is a difficult thing to beat. No, that's not the accent I want for him. I can't remember what accent I did before. I think it was slightly German. Cram habit. Cram habit is a difficult thing to beat, but I don't doubt she'll make it. There we go. That's a little Scottish by the end, but the question is, I'm just passing by. This was the guy I kind of gave the gruff southern accent to. I understand they put you in charge of Monica's outfit. Looks like we're both carrying heavy burdens. Ha! Suppose so. We'll see what gives out first. Your will or my plastic knees. Wow, that voice is hard on the back of my throat. Ah. Need something from me? How are people handling the loss of Monica? I think most are still in shock. But you just wait. That'll pass. And then the panic sits in. Few folks have any real discipline around here. Monica kept them calm, but keeping them safe. And now she's gone, they're gonna start realizing what a heap of misery this blasted city can be. You don't seem too worried, though. Already died once. Every day since is just a bonus. A tired, painful bonus. Really doesn't matter that much to me. But to the rest, it's gonna be a different story. Monica kept this place in one piece. She read the flux like a bird reads the wind or a fish reads the current. Without her, there's no telling what's gonna happen. Anything else you want to jaw about? I'd like to hear a little more about you, Mr. Lane. Let me guess. You want to know how I lost the legs? If you're offering. Might as well hear it. For me, than one of the air-to-brain kids running about. Them kids. You don't want to talk about them kids. Them kids with their cram and their jazz. Smooth jazz. Lost the legs during the first Euro War. Must know. And bombing. Need something else from me? Nope. Didn't mean to bother you. Goodbye, Laden voice. Ah. I need more water. Okay, so guessing I can buy spells here, which I need. Because I'm easily the worst outfit out of all the people. I'm going to use my astral projection to read Absinthe's aura. Your third eye slides open and you find yourself staring at nothing. Where the elf's aura should be, a hazy gray smear undulates instead. Absinthe's voice slides into your ears like a living thing. You won't catch sight of me that way, elf. My true self is hidden, tucked away behind a veil of time and ether. Be thankful, you wouldn't like what you see. Your third eye slides shut again, involuntary this time. Back in the material world, you find yourself rubbing your temples against a sudden headache. Feels like eye strain, but only 1,000 times worse. Don't worry, the pain will fade in time. I wouldn't recommend doing that again, though. You don't need to worry about that. I won't try to read your aura anytime soon. Believe me, it's for the best. I'm looking to buy some magic. You wanted to... Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Be well, elf. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, these are some nice things. Yeah, so let's take air barrier and fog. Wonder how this kid's doing. I can't talk to him. Oh, but... Oh, there's Kami! Hey there. Remember me from the cafe? No, that's not right. Remember me from the cafe? Name's Kami. Are you looking for something? Depends, is there anything I should be looking for? Volunteering information? That's bad for business. Unless Altug wants me to tell you something, but that's rare. I'm just his ears and his hands outside the cafe. He's got enough of a voice all by himself. He doesn't seem to be afraid. So what's the story between you and Altug? Oh, surely you've guessed. You're not serious. Can't pull a fast one on you, can I? Well, I'll tell you the real story sometime. How about that? Right now, though, I have some errands to run. Come over sometime and we can chat over hookah or something, yeah? She lazily tips yet another invisible hat. She's all about the invisible hat tipping, before turning her focus to the comm at her wrist. Hello again. I hear you've been busy. No, that's Scottish. No, something from the British Isles. I was hoping for trying to conjure up something Turkish, but we're getting this instead. So we're just going to read her without an accent. Gossip travels fast, doesn't it? It's not gossip. It's work. Survival, really. What makes it that you need to survive working like this? Well, you know, Altug always says, if you do not spy, how will you know who's boss? Or something like that. I'm just a kid, what do I know? Tell's important. But that should be a lesson for when you're older, don't you think? Cammy puffs up indignantly. And you realize how young she must really be. She couldn't be out of her teens yet. What does that mean? Really gathering intel, you need some street smarts. You're still wet behind the ears. Be surprised what I know. But you don't seem to like the perceptive type, so that's to be expected. She practically hisses her response, her eyes suddenly narrowed and venomous. She looks down and exhales, with the clouds leave her bright face. Listen, I have better things to do right now than get ticked. Chat later, okay? Yeah, I can still go back to talk to her. Oh, but she doesn't really have anything to say. Does he have anything new to say? I have information regarding the matter my people were looking into, Elfendem. I don't know why that accent just comes out naturally. This is the one I was trying to conjure earlier, and it's just I couldn't do it, and now I can. The one involving the surveillance device on my data tap. Altag, I've been waiting for my coffee for nearly an hour already. No. Altag, I've been waiting for my... See, I was originally making him Scottish, but I didn't really like that, so... Jan Goldschmidt. Altag, I've been waiting for my coffee for nearly an hour already. Are you growing the beans out back? Can't you see that I'm speaking to an honored guest, you tower of quivering corpulence? Now then, as I was saying, we were fortunate that you happened upon that surveillance tap when you did. The people on the other end were planning a very bad thing, to be sure. Very bad thing? Quite bad, yes. Monica Schaefer was an important member of this community, more than most were aware of. The Kies was under her protection. You know how it is in the flux, Elfendem. The governance of a place like this is tenuous at best. You never know who is going to be in charge from one day to the next. But Monica, she was a stabilizing force. And not just because she was dangerous. She was smart and funny and wise, and she had a way with people. They wanted to support her, to follow her, because they loved her. When she was killed, it left an opening for others. It would have meant bloodshed and pain if this council had been allowed to continue their plan. But they did not. We saw to it, you and I. What happened to them? They have been reasoned with. Let us say the matter is settled and leave it at that. The Kurtz Bazaar will maintain its stability a while longer thanks to us. Yes, Margarita. Now, what can I do for you, Elfendem? Would you like some coffee, perhaps? She's killing time, I'll be going now. It's... If I didn't have fun doing the voices, I wouldn't do it. Because I know that I'm not consistent with it. But doing it, I get to practice. So, it's kind of fun. Particularly... Oh, he's sitting. Particularly if I mess up, and I mess up amusingly, and I just, like, randomly change accents, I actually tend to find it as equally funny, probably more funny than other people would. So we don't need weapons. Keeping them straight is the hard part. That is the hardest part, keeping them straight. Like remembering which accent you gave to which characters. From there, then it becomes staying on accent. And then after that, it's conjuring the accent. Der Weinkeller? I'm assuming that's the wine cellar. Der Weinkeller. She has a samurai sword. A young woman stands out at the bar, smoking a cigarette. I've seen her face before. Lucky strike. One of the mercenaries from Monica's files. A plume of blue-gray smoke spills from the corner of her mouth as she turns her attention to you. Hey! Distinctive circuit pattern tattoos that line her face shimmer and pulse with light. You need something? Don't believe we've met. I'm Fox. Yeah, I know who you are. She takes a drag from her cigarette. How you holding up, champ? I heard what happened to your boss. She had a name, you know. Sure. She had a lot of things. Control over this entire Kiez, for one. Can't say that I was a fan. That's your prerogative, then. But you didn't really know her. It's true. But I do have eyes. And I can see what's been happening in the Kurtz Bazaar since she got geeked. The whole place is falling apart, isn't it? And why do you think that is? Monica helped a lot of people. Now that she's gone, she can't anymore. Simple. The illustrious Frau Schaefer helped people, all right. She helped them so much that they couldn't make things work without her anymore. She made herself into a leader here, and guess what? In an anarchist system, there aren't supposed to be any leaders. Lucky Strike taps out her cigarette and leans forward towards you, a predatory grin on her face. You and your friends? You followed Monica too. And you obeyed her orders without question, right? Not without question. There were debates. And at the end of those debates, Monica would put her foot down, and you'd wind up doing whatever she said, right? Don't bother answering. It was a rhetorical question. For such a rabid anarchist, your friend seemed awfully comfortable being in power. Kind of a contradiction in terms, don't you think? She does kind of look like Nova, yeah. No, I don't. And I don't think you know a damn thing about who Monica really was. She shrugs. Fair enough. You're probably right. I didn't know her like you do. I'm sure that she was a lovely person. All I know is your friend's death left a power vacuum, and the Kreutz Bazaar is less stable because of it. Does she have anything else to say to me? No. She looks badass and cool, but she's also a bitch. Nova's less of a bitch in SC2. If I remember correctly, it's been a bit. It's kind of funny. I played the single-player campaign of Wings of Liberty multiple times. I think I played Heart of the Swarm once. We'll see what happens when Legacy of the Void comes out. Anything new to say? Slimmy. I know you. I'm Fox. Pleased to meet you, miss. Kim. Which leads to Kimmy? Which leads to Simmy. Simmy Kim is what most call me. They think I don't know why, but I do. Monica explained. How do you feel about Monica's death? Kim hugs her arms close to her body. Sad. She never got to have a family. She'll never get married. Never be a mother. Seems she was a mother to the whole Kreutz Bazaar. Kim nods her head almost dumbly, her eyes unfocused on the ground. Monica said a mother is always a mother. Always. She hugs herself tightly and stares blankly at the ground. So what have you been up to? The girl absently fingers the chipjack in her temple. I wanted to escape with the children. I'm a captain. We had to get away from the soldiers out of Austria. But it was wrong, all wrong. I was taking them over the mountains, but it was the wrong way, I know it. Would have taken us straight into Germany, not Switzerland. Would have taken a train, gone to Italy. There we would have been safe. I didn't want it to end badly, so I turned it off. Sacked sold me something new. In it, I feel strong. I have a son. He's destined to save the world. I have to protect him because the machines have come back to kill him before he can become a man. I won't let that happen, because in there, I'm strong. So she was in a simulation of The Sound of Music, but didn't like how that was going to end, so now she's hooked up with Terminator. Just make sure there's nothing else here I want to go check out. I think we're good to head back to the headquarters. Okay, I want to know what Nur für Mitarbeiter means. So I'm gonna write it down because everything minimizes, and then I'm gonna go look it up. Nur für Mitarbeiter. Because inquiring minds want to know. Yeah. Oh, how do I get umlauts again? Let's take a stab at it. Hey, we got it right the first time. Nur für Mitarbeiter. Staff only. Okay. That makes sense. Now, let's see how terribly I was butchering it. What do you have to say, Google Translate?
Nur für Mitarbeiter.
Nur für Mitarbeiter.
Nur für Mitarbeiter.
Yeah. Nur für Mitarbeiter. Thus continues Potato's adventures in mispronouncing German. Blitz looks up at your approach. The table beside him is littered with cigarette butts, and the data jack cable dangles from a portable terminal set up by his side. Hiya, Chief. Hiya, Chief. You need something? That's not right. Ach. Oh, that's right. Hiya, Chief, you need something? I think I just went more Scotty, though, than the other accent. Just checking in. You doing alright? Great, Chief. I'm doing just great. It's real nice to be able to wind down and relax for a change. No more worrying about this ganger or that ganger sneaking behind me and slipping a knife between me ribs. Slaps the table with a grin. It's a good change, Chief, I got to say. No one is ever really safe, not when gangs are involved. Don't let your guard down. His smile widens, and he taps his chest. You can see the outline of a machine pistol through the leather of his jacket. You underestimate me, Chief. I never let my guard down. Not even here. Now that you're all settled in, I've got some questions for you. He glances wistfully back at the terminal on the table, then turns back with a sigh of resignation. Suppose so. Just try to keep it short, okay, Chief? I've got things to do. How long were you in Dragonfall? I ended up there after the anarchist revolution of 39. I was just a kid back then, too young to realize how good I was. How much money I could have made in the shadows. He shakes his head. Instead of being young and dumb, I fell in with a gang crowd. And that was that. You're a member of a drug gang? Why should I trust you? Why wouldn't you, Chief? I mean, just look at me. I'm a trustworthy guy. He's gone more Australian, but I almost like that because he seems to be a dick. And I think I just said that all Australians are dicks. Or implied that if you have an Australian accent, you're a dick. Sounds good. Anyway. Prove it. Tell me about the gang, you. Well, I don't know much, Chief. I wasn't a member of gang leadership or anything. Not really sure why you care either. Consider it a test. I need to know where your loyalties lie. If that's what it'll take for you to trust me, fine. Anything for you, Chief. Well, where to begin? When I first arrived in Dragonfall, I spent some time talking in the lay of the land. The Schwarzhausen were still a small gang, strictly street level, but I could see they were going places. Did a little pro bono decking for their leader, a fat little dwarf named Dieter. Soon enough, I was part of the family. For a drug gang, the Schwarzhausen were decent enough folks. I made a lot of money with them. Helped them take the hotel in the first place. We had a lot of good years there. Then Dieter was killed in the firefight, and our happy little family fell apart. Is that when the hotel got attacked? Not exactly. The Schwarzhausen maintained their hold on Dragonfall, but the change in leadership was bad news for me. After Dieter kicked the bucket, his second-in-command took over. She was a real piece of work. Called herself Leonie Luster. She had a vicious streak a mile long, and she was none too fond of me. Did she turn on you? Immediately. Don't know why. Maybe she felt threatened by my friendship with Dieter, back before he ate the bullet. Or maybe she was just jealous of my rugged good looks. Who knows? And point is, she went after me. Vigorously. Then 24 hours of Dieter's death, I had a price on my head. And then the hotel got taken over. So that's what you need to know about Schwarzhausen. They were a great gang. Powerful gang. I helped them make them that way. Then they had a management turnover, and everything went to hell. That's it. End of story. Anything else you want to talk about? Wait a second, that isn't it. There's some pretty big plot holes in that story. Come on, Chief. This is all ancient history. Wouldn't you rather talk about the future? The runs we're gonna go on? All the money we're gonna make? Blitz, tell me what happened between Luster putting the price on your head and the hotel getting attacked. Alright, Chief. Fine. So that's what it'll take to make you happy. So I was in a bind, right? The members of the Schwarzhausen were loyal to Luster. Were all out for me blood. None of the others were going to stick their necks out for me. The advantage of being a gangster is protection in numbers. When those numbers turn against you, you gotta get creative if you want to stay alive. So what did you do? But I had to. Luster declared war on me, so I retaliated, and I won. All without ever firing a shot. That's not an answer. You won't be satisfied until I spell it out, will you? Fine, okay. I hacked into Luster's computer and sent all her information to a rival organization. Remember Frank from the hotel? He was my liaison. They took the Schwarzhausen and they hit him hard. And they took the hotel. And then they took me. I'll admit, the plan backfired a little. Thanks, Chief. Knew you'd understand. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to what I was doing. Gives you a lazy salute. I don't know why I said the narration in an accent. Talk later, I'm sure. And Chief, glad to be a member of the team. You are a cocky motherfucker. I didn't need a decker. Hey, Dante. Look down at the pair of bright eyes set into the scruffy face looking back at you. Dante, Monica's old dog. Looking down into those huge brown eyes, you see intelligence and sadness. Aww. I'm gonna pet him. Woof. Pet him some more. Oh, he doesn't know that one. He knows wiggle his butt in the air. Alright, let's see. I don't have any new messages. Let's open it. All active and pending jobs. Shadowrun BBS. Claim payment for sold data. Sweet. Some new yen. Okay, so we don't have anything new to post. Thread, where to find elves. Is there any elf clubs or bars in the downtown area? I really want to meet one. Just so beautiful. Maybe we can go dancing. Do elves like dancing? Alex Tusk. There's one on the Torstravice? I'm always bad with that character because it's a B, but it's pronounced like vice. Z. Torstrabs. I'm not going to bother looking it up. Now it's bothering me. And I don't know what the key code is for pumping it into Google Translate. Okay, well, let's screw that. Bring a bouquet of roses. Elves love a romantic. Tolstoy. Taking advice from someone named Tolstoy. The elf clubs I know are members only due to creepy groupies. Like you. Not really appealing when a guy is only after them for the shape of their ears. Clyde screwed me. Benno is a fraud. I broke my first rule. Always get full payment up front. Left me hanging for 50% of the cash after I completed the job. I'm sure he'll have changed his name by the time this posting goes up. Male elf, brown hair, gold eyes, look to be about in his mid-30s. Be careful who you work for out there. Pro shot. Never thought I'd see you admit a mistake on here. Thanks for the heads up. I'll keep my eyes open. Forward to any information I come across if you're still looking to collect from the guy. Maelstrom. Pro shot. Sent you some surveillance footage. Is this your man? Hey, Blitz is on the BBSs. Sure is. Nice one. I'll split the take with you if this lead pans out. Good to find there's still some honor amongst runners. I've listened to all of these. I don't have any new messages. What is Iger think? Iger turns to face you. Look, I owe you an apology. I'm listening. When Monica died, I was pissed. That probably doesn't come as a huge surprise. But I took the anger out on you, and I shouldn't have. Seeing Winter's body like that was enough to convince me you couldn't have done anything to help Monica, and I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something new. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death hurt. I got carried away, and I said some things I shouldn't have. I want to apologize for that. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. There are a few things I want to say. Go ahead. No one's stopping you. Do I say color it on a weak-ass apology? That wasn't a weak-ass apology. Accept your apology, but if you're ever going to insult me in front of the team again, you're going to regret it. That's a promise. Some backbone. That's good to see. Don't worry, Fox. I won't question your competence again. Not in front of the others, at least. But I won't lie. I still have concerns about you. That's your prerogative, but don't forget who leads this team. Don't worry. I won't. You should go, fearless leader. I've got prep work to do for our next run, and you've got more important things to do than watch me pack my gear. So if I go into the stash, can I equip, like, everyone with shit? Apparently I can equip Dante with stuff. Oh, he's so cute. Woof, woof, woof. No, just Dante and me. Fox? Need something? Everything's still okay with you? You never need to worry about me, Fox. I'm fine. Any thoughts on that last run? No, Fox. Nothing right now. And I'm gonna ask her about the vintage chrome again. That's not a story I'm interested in telling you the context. Telling out of context. If you really want to get into it, we're going to need to go back. Way back. I'm not sure you want to do that. You can say that you'll give me answers when we talk about your past, so let's talk about it. Why do you care? Because I'm the leader of this team, and I need to know as much about the runners who are working for me. With me. Alright. Fine. We can talk. But we're doing it on my terms. This is a long story, Fox. Long and ugly. Cruel. Are you sure you want to hear this? Please. Alright. I'm going to start at the beginning. Not for you. For me. I guess it might help me to say this all out loud. My family lived in Stuttgart. It was a nice enough place, I suppose. My family worked as wage slaves for IFMU. My mom was a good person. Once upon a time, my father was a decent person as well. That's what Mom always told me, but I never knew him that way. She pauses for a long moment. When she begins speaking again, some of the ice has fallen away from her voice. For the first time since you've met her, Glory sounds alive. The dad I knew was an old, damaged Euro war vet who turned to hardline religion to make sense of the world. In Stuttgart, that meant either the Ritter Christi or their fascist cousins, the Kreuzritters. My father chose the latter path. I still remember hiding in my room when my father had his Kreuzritter brothers over for prayer group. They would drink and get rowdy, then spend an hour or two riling themselves up with talk about heretics and the devil's work. Then they'd go find some poor elf or dwarf and stomp the living shit out of him and drown him in the Neckar. Meanwhile, I'll be holed up at home with Mom, who commemorate the event by drinking a bottle of wine and crying herself to sleep. I think Mila Kunis has every right to be angry. I mean, she was in that Wachowski movie. That was pretty terrible. That's enough reason to just kind of emotionally check out of life. Just elves and dwarves? I assume that a mage or an orc would be a more tempting target. What? You mean to pick on a victim who could fight back? No. My father and his pack of jackals weren't up for that kind of trouble. They had more than enough real combat when they were young men back in the Euro Wars. They wanted to feel big and in control of their lives again. It didn't matter to them who they hurt in the process. Anyway, aside from the fact that my dad and his buddies were a bunch of murderous assholes, life was pretty normal. I went to school, made friends, hung out with my mom, kid stuff. Then I turned 14 and everything went to shit. Glory pauses and then swallows hard. Ever so slightly, her cheeks flush red. Suddenly she looks self-conscious as she's snapped out of a trance. As quickly as it came, the flush of emotion disappears. Her voice frosts over. I don't want to talk about it anymore. You don't need to say anything that you don't want to, but if you ever want to talk, you know where to find me. Thank you for understanding. Now let's get back to the job at hand, shall we? Well, I got Glory to open up a little bit, it seems. Or Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis' Shadowrun name, like her name in the shadows is Glory. I mean, obviously. Amsel's expression is harder than you've seen it before. Oh geez, we're over time for a break. You know what? I'm gonna go to break now because I really need some bloody water. Not literally bloody, just I really need water because I've been talking so much. But it's gonna be a pretty short break. So I'm just gonna throw on some music and then I'll come back and we will talk to Paul Amsel. See you in 5 to 10.